By now, you've probably heard my magic wand story. It's a brand that's been part of my personal journey for more than 20 years. But no matter how many times I sing Magic Wand's praises, I'll never be able to fully capture the story of this incredible brand. Well, now journalist and author Kate Sloan just completed a limited audio series documenting the history and impact that Magic Wand has created over the last 56 years. It's called Making Magic. And the series chronicles Magic Wand's incredible brand story through interviews with nearly 40 experts, performers, business owners, educators, and fans. So I got a sneak preview of this series, and what I loved is that Kate weaves together snippets from all their interviews into this amazing story arc. She covers Magic Wand's journey from appliance store massager to its legendary influence on culture and sexual independence, and it's all just fascinating. The first episodes of Making Magic are available now at makingmagicseries.com or on all popular podcast platforms. Just search for Making Magic or visit makingmagicseries.com today. Thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. I'm Dr. Emily, and on today's show, I'm talking about bondage, ways to break into it easily and to do it right. Plus, I'm answering your sex and relationship questions. Topics include easy ways to tie your partner up without breaking the bank. So your partner wants you to be more dominant, but you're just like, what? Now that you've had this sex convo on trying new things, how do you come knocking on the back door properly? We're going to tell you. Why do you keep attracting emotionally unavailable people? And how do you surprise your long distance love with the ride of a lifetime? All this and more. Thanks for listening.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's got to have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, check out sexwithemily.com. Do that right now and find us on all social media. It is at Sex with Emily across the board. For the new year, for each show, I want to start off by setting an intention for the show, and I encourage you all to do the same. Okay, what do I mean by this? Well, when you're listening, think about why you're listening and what you want to get out of this episode and how you think it might help you. And then when the show's over, you can think about it again. And I have found that setting intentions before I do things, really help information sink in. Like whether I'm taking a course or I'm going to lunch with a friend or I am going to work out. I'm like, what do I want to get? Why am I here? So for example, it could be like, I just need a new idea for the bedroom, or I want to be able to fulfill my partner's domination fantasy. My intention was to give you guys some more tips to engage in power play and bondage, because for a lot of couples who, are looking for variety in the bedroom or you get distracted during sex, this can really help anchor you with your partner and have more intimacy, actually. So that's my intention for you all. Enjoy the show. Bondage. People always want to know, what does it mean to tie my partner up? How do we figure out this, consensually tie each other up? So bondage means to be restrained for erotic purposes, essentially. The B in BDSM, which is bondage, discipline, sadomasochism.
I like being tied up. And also, even during my wedding, actually. So my husband brought, because we got married in Hawaii, but he said he was going to bring some rope. And of course, it's not like your typical rope, you guys. It's not like your, the kind you see that's all looks like it would hurt you or something. No, you could even use something that's material that you would use for yarn or something like that. It doesn't have to necessarily be your average, you think some rope you use to tie a boat with or something. It's not
thank God.
Yeah,
boat rope seems hard.
Exactly. Not like that. But yeah, so he used actually this very, like a yarn. It was almost like a yarn. It was very soft. It felt very nice because he knows I don't like things that would scratch or anything. And he tied up my breasts. And so he basically put it down the center of them and then tied them apart somewhat. So it didn't hurt so much, but it was more like tying them so they were separated, almost like it was a bra in itself. And it was like a halter. It was very cute. I'll have to show you pictures. But yeah, and so that was kind of a bondage that we would do.
Like that night. So he
Yes.
restrained you by and your hands were also tied?
Yes, so that's the thing. It tied to my hands as well. So it was very...
Because you have breasts.
Right, yes.
Like for me, I mean, I have some, but you couldn't tie it. That wouldn't work for everybody.
Right, exactly.
There's no breast anchors.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. So had you been, so tell me, because what we're going to talk about, you guys, is bondage is a very popular kink for people.
Right.
And I think, we make it so difficult. Like just use some string, use some
Right.
bondage tape. We actually have some bondage tape here, which, Nick, are you there, our call screener? I really wanted to tie you up in New York so badly, but we were so busy that I didn't get to. And I wanted to use this bondage tape because it's so friggin' cool. Have you seen this before?
Oh, no.
So let me tell you why I love bondage tape.
It
Because
looks like duct
it
tape.
sticks. It looks like duct tape. And it comes in different colors. There's like red and black and purple. But it's reusable, but it sticks to itself. So let's say I had my two hands here.
Oh, this is nice.
So, yeah, it's really nice. So give me your hands.
Okay.
I'm going to tie you up. So you go like this. And literally, you guys, it is my favorite thing. I think I discovered this like 14 years ago when I'm like, that was still my favorite thing. So there you go. Look at this. So it sticks to itself. You can just break it. You can use your teeth.
Yes.
But
It's almost like a decal.
okay, there. It works.
Yeah.
Like, but you could even make it tighter, right?
Right.
So you wear this around you could do it in your hands. You could do it around I could blindfold you.
Right.
I could blindfold you. I got to stay on mic and do bondage. I have to tie someone up while being on the mic. This is a first. Okay. So, turn around. So you know what I'm saying. And this is it. So watch. She's got a blindfold. And this tape is like $12 a roll. And it's reusable if you want to. So
Y'all
look,
are doing great, by the
there.
way.
And it doesn't stick to its hair. It doesn't stick to the hair. It doesn't stick to yourself. Look at her.
She's a natural.
Is it like you're at home or something? Like, is it like your husband? Is this fun?
We're either going
Great.
to kidnap
Oh my
her
God. You
or
could
have
do it
sex
around their
with her.
mouth. You could do it around their legs. And it's really, like, how great is bondage? So easy. And you're all like, I don't know how to do it. Do you want to come out of this? Okay, but don't you think it's cool? Would you use it? You're a very good subject.
This is actually really awesome.
How easy that came off,
I
too.
just typed-
That's actually...
What I love
at that.
about it
You
too,
don't have
though,
to say-
is that
Throw it away.
it's not like duct tape, and it actually doesn't stick to your skin, so it doesn't feel like you have something that's so sticky
Right.
that it would hurt you. It actually is not, doesn't hurt any at all.
No,
which is nice.
It doesn't. Yeah, I put it over your hair. She has this long, you
And
should
it
see
didn't hurt. It
Christina's
didn't pull
hair.
my hair.
She's the most beautiful, luxury. Every day I stare at her and I go, "How is her hair so perfectly long and the highlights and the things and the
jeans.
thickness, good jeans." But
Yes.
yeah, you just do it, and it's really easy. I also love Sport Sheets makes great Velcro handcuffs. I think in our mind we think it's a big boat rope, or we think it has a lock and key, and you got to like lock up the handcuffs. But no, it's just so easy to do, and it's just hot because you're feeling restrained, or you take away eyesight, then everything else becomes more heightened. And so I think it's, popular for a lot of people, and that's why we want to talk about like beginner bondage. So you want to make sure you have consent. You don't want to just like whip out the bondage tape, be like, "Hey babe, you want to talk about it ahead of time."
Mm-hmm.
And you want to pay attention to your body. Like, how does it feel in the moment? What are you enjoying about it? Can you let go? I mean, I think that the great thing about playing with bondage is that, and like it's, dominant, submissive play, power play, is that you actually get the person who's being tied up gets to like kind of let go a little bit, and you can sort of, you let go in the sense of you're not doing anything, but also you are feeling much more in your body, because when you take away movement or eyesight, you're feeling more, and you're also feeling more connected. That for people who have like ADD and their mind wanders, I'm raising my hand, is that sometimes you're in a power play with your partner, so you're just feeling, it also can be really more intimate. It's
Right.
not as disassociative. A lot of people kind of go in their minds and like fantasize during sex, but this is like a very connected, intimate act.
Definitely.
Right?
True.
With your husband too, you feel
Yes.
like
100%, it's more intimate, and that's what I think I love about it too, is because, and we switch, so I can tie him up as well, and that's the thing. It's like we both get to see how that dominant and submissive relationship can be, and switching, because he's so dominant in his work and I'm so dominant in my work. We like being submissive both, but we also like to dominate.
Did you feel that it was something? Had you always had a sense that you could be both switching?
I didn't. That's the thing. I always thought I wanted to be submissive. And then Nick got it out of me. He was able to pull out from me being more into my dominant side. And what's so funny is all my gay friends said, we knew you had it in you. And I was like, oh my God, I had no idea there was this other side that I could do that too. And
I love it.
fun.
I mean, I feel like in your marriage too, like this is what you guys, this is what I want. I want all of you to go a little bit deeper in your relationship. Just because you think something isn't possible, I could never go there. When you're with a partner where you feel safe and you're actually having really healthy, helpful conversations and you feel safe to explore that, you're like, let me try to explore the dominant side. And if it didn't work, it would have been okay.
Right.
And then in him giving you permission to, maybe it's awkward the first time. I'm sure you weren't like standing up there with a whip.
No.
Didn't like, right?
And now I have floggers.
Now
and
she's
everything.
got the floggers and the whips, but not the first time. So I think also, you guys, another thing you can use is a spreader bar. Boom,
Yes.
dun, da, da. And this is like it's not only great for like binding your feet, but it also adds in some like power play. So you can put Michelle was using it earlier, that you can, put this around your legs. I can't do it.
I think you should do it.
I'm wearing a dress
You go
and shoes. Okay, should I
Put
take
it
off
to your
my ankles?
ankles, and
I'm
then
gonna
you
take
can
off my
also put it
shoes.
to your
Hands.
wrists. Yes.
So,
yes.
Michelle,
yeah.
don't shoot up my skirt. Okay, that doesn't fit on my toes. But so a spreader bar is hot because, you guys, it's sort of like it's power play. You have your hands, your feet. We've never done that. And my
I'm just
dress
getting
is
your
opening
ankles.
too.
Don't worry.
My
It's all
ankles,
Kristen.
and they're spread apart. And it's just another power play that you
Yes.
said you have a spreader bar, right, Christina,
Yes.
at home?
I
Oh
have,
my God, are we
I have
doing this?
multiple
I love
spreader
it.
Why am
You're
I doing
doing-
this? And I am dominant and submissive.
Yes, you are multi.
So that's what happens.
Faceted right here.
Okay, but you could also put your hands in there. You probably
Yes.
just have a bar. Or
Right.
no, do you
I
have everything?
I have one like this that you have, that where you can put your ankles and your wrists around, and I also have one that's just for your legs, so it actually just keeps them spread, and so that way it's almost like, in a way, a little painful, which I'm okay with, and then having to stay in that position while you're trying to have intercourse or sex or being dominant, submissive.
So what part of it is painful? The actual your legs are, because they're
spreading,
because it's all spread,
right?
So it's kind of
right.
like you are open, like your partner's essentially saying, by you wearing the spreader bar, like, you are open to me. I can
Right.
take you in any way.
I can leave you, I can come back, and
you
then I
can't
can
move.
leave again. Exactly. Yeah, but it's really hot.
Yeah, you guys, this is all hot stuff. This is a little beginner bondage 101.
I've never heard of a spreader bar.
No.
Not before this. I mean, I've always heard
Oh.
of handcuffs, but I was like, spreader bar.
Yeah. It's hot. I mean, I've had people specifically be like, you're going to spreader bar? People, it's like a niche thing. It seems like it's sort of niche, but there are people who definitely know what a spreader bar is. So I was like, we got to grab the spreader bar for today's show. We also have the door jam cuffs, which are just really cool cuffs that if you have an attachment, they can fit over your door. So you just close the
cool.
door and it keeps you in place. So like this goes around the door. Which is cool because you can shut any door. You know what I'm saying? This goes on the other side of the door.
So there's two different ones.
Two different cuffs.
Yep.
And then
And they have like these like little bars at the end, and then there's like these wrist Velcro bondage wraps that you can put from the door.
This would be over the door, and then
Right.
I would be like
holding on.
holding up like, to the
Yes.
door. Like that's just
Yes.
so I can't go anywhere when I'm like, and
That's
it's
hot.
Velcro too.
Yeah.
These are sport sheets. It's just Velcro is smart.
Ooh,
Works.
yeah.
You're like there.
I like that
can't
sound on
get
the
out.
mic.
Oh,
Yeah.
listen, you guys. Yeah, we should play with
Do it again. Do it again.
We need like some whips in here too.
Yes. Oh,
I got it. I got it.
Yeah. No,
Anyway, I just keep playing with it. I forgot where I was. That was really fun. Yeah, you guys, beginner bondage. We also have some information on our site, sexwithemily.com, some beginner bondage kits. We also have, I don't know, just people. I feel like it's really, if it's something that is interesting to you, submissive play, power play, do some research. We have tons of stuff on our website. We have a lot of podcasts about this issue. We have tons of podcasts, sexwithemily.com. I feel like just don't write it off until maybe you do a little research, and maybe there's like kernels of it. Maybe you find some porn that depicts scenes that this is where porn is great and good. To be like, oh, what does bondage mean? And then say, if it's something with your partner that you've been thinking I want to do, you can show them a particular scene and be like, this is what I had in mind. Or listen to some shows we have and blog posts and all those things. Just to educate, research, you guys. Educate yourself and research. That's how you become a better lover and better communication. It's important.
I agree.
I just wanted to say though, like, it's not like you get these toys it's not like Nick had toys immediately when we were starting this either.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that sometimes people are like, oh, I want to do this, but I don't have anything. But that's okay. Like you were saying, research is so important.
Yeah.
And you can go ahead and find out more about that.
Research is me search.
Yes.
Like when you research,
I like that.
you're researching yourself too. Oftentimes we're figuring out what you actually like. And I think that a lot of people are faced with a position where they're like, I know sex could be better than it is right now, but I don't know what that means. So they think, oh, I'm just going to shut down or I'm not going to talk about it. And I actually started a podcast 14 years ago because I knew that sex could be better than it was. And so this is research. This was my whole life of research sitting here to talk to you guys. So do a little bit, find out what's interesting to you. And you're so right. I don't care if you buy a spreader bar or tape. You could use a handkerchief. You could use a necktie. Mm-hmm. You could get creative. You could use a t-shirt, like tie your partner.
Yes.
You don't have to buy a goddamn thing.
Right.
But that's a great point. You can start just by researching and looking into it or trying something around the house. We're going to take a quick break and when we come back, we're going to get into your questions.
All right, we have Katie, who's 24 in California. She wants to know how to be more dominant in bed.
Hey, Katie. Oh, you called the other night, I believe, right, Katie?
Yeah.
Thank you for calling back.
I called a little late, though.
Okay, no, I'm so glad you called. We got you. Okay, what's going on? Tell me.
So my husband is dominant in bed, but he sometimes wants me to be, and I get really shy, and I don't know what to do, how I should go about trying to do it.
Yeah, it's a great question, Katie. So, because why would you know if you've never done it before? And so you're in the position that a lot of people are when our partner tells us they want something and we're like, I don't know what that means. Like, I'm not sure what it means to be dominant. So my first thing would be to ask him and say, can you walk me through a scenario or show me what you mean? How would you like me to be dominant? Because that also looks different. Does he want you to tie him up? Does he want you to spank him? Does he want verbal domination? Does he want you to verbally use dominant words? Does he? So I think you get to totally ask here and say, you know what? I would love to get to know more about this. Tell me what that looks like to you. So there's nothing wrong with you don't know. And I was going to ask Christina here because Christina is her husband. You weren't into being dominant, right? And then he kind of taught you. You didn't know it was going to be your thing. And then how did you guys learn that? That might be helpful for Katie.
Yeah, I actually did exactly what your advice is that I asked him, what is it that he liked? I asked it if it was something that he told me he likes to be humiliated.
Okay.
And so that's when I discovered, oh, okay. And then what is that kind of thing that you want to be humiliated, but do you want, he's like, I want to think of you being with another man.
Okay.
And tell me what you would do with him. And that's going to humiliate me. And so he just wanted me to talk more
verbally.
dirty.
Okay.
Exactly.
See, right. And how would you know? You didn't know if he wanted handcuffs and to be spanked, but it was more verbal domination.
He wanted more verbal domination.
Okay.
And he does now it's progressed to more I can also, do bondage and I can also do other things with him. But it gets more as we both discover together. And it's actually very beautiful.
It keeps expanding. That is really beautiful. I love all the layers peeling back with Christina's sex life. So Katie, does that make sense to you? Could that be helpful to have just some more conversations? Maybe he can show you some porn that he likes that have some scenes in it that show what he's into. But you in no way have to be nailing this right now.
Yeah, I think because I get shy and embarrassed almost, so I think asking would probably be better because I just don't know what exactly he
I'm
wants,
telling you don't have to know, Katie. You shouldn't know. Don't beat yourself up. Of course you're embarrassed, It's okay. You're shy. You haven't done it before. It's a new skill. And it's okay to ask a lot of questions. You could tell him, say, I'm really shy, I'm embarrassed, this is hard, but I want to know. And then keep asking, well, what does it look like? What does it look like? And then you'll get more information.
And I wasn't perfect the first time either.
Right.
I literally actually laughed a lot because I felt weird about it. But then I got more comfortable and he was cool about it too. So.
Right. Because sex is funny, dude. That's the thing. I think we all try to be so perfect. We think everything has to be perfect. And I think a lot of us don't try new things because it's not going to be perfect. And especially with sex, it's so scary to try something and be like, what if I make a fool of myself? But I'm giving you permission that it won't be perfect, Katie. You might laugh. It might not happen. You might feel awkward. But on the other side of it, we have Christina here who's in a really healthy relationship and they keep expanding and growing. And so that could happen with you, Katie. And I think it will. Just have some honest communication.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Awesome,
Thank you
Katie.
so much.
Of course. I'm here for you. I'm glad you called back.
I feel like, there's so many different things to be dominant. How would you know if someone didn't explain it to you? Because there's so many different ways.
She's 24. I wouldn't even know that. No, you're like, but because it looks different to everybody. I didn't think that you were going to say humiliation.
Right, exactly. And I didn't think that either because I automatically go to what I've seen in movies. I automatically go to what I've seen in, TV shows or something where it's like, oh, I got to put on, latex and I got to get a whip and I got to put a blindfold on you.
Right. You want me to be a dominatrix. Right, exactly. Maybe you want me to pee on you. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But then you just asked.
Right.
And then you love him and you're like, I can figure this out. We're going to do it together.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
All right. We have Carmen, 64 in Arizona, who wants to ask about anal toys.
Hey, Carmen. How you doing?
Hi. How are you, Dr. Emily?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. I wanted to thank you because thanks to you, I've had the first talk ever about sex and toys, and it was so wonderful. We're going to go to a store to buy some toys, and it brought us closer. You have no idea how amazing. We've been dating 2 years, and it's just gone up our level of, closeness. So thank you for that.
Yes, of course. I remember you're 64, right, Carmen? You're 64. And how old is he?
Yes. But just by listening to your program, it's just been amazing, which is even better, just by listening to the show. So my question is, about anal things, because I had anal sex with my first husband, and sincerely we were very tipsy and I really enjoyed it, but I never wanted to do it again because I thought it was, perversion, that I was young. And so then with my boyfriend a few 10 years ago, I really tried to like it.
Well, here's the thing, Carmen.
We tried it and
Yeah, well, here's the thing. It's mostly people have bad first-time experience like that. They're drunk and then like, oh no, wrong hole it goes in, or it's going in, but you don't use lube and you don't go slow. So the most important thing is for you to be turned on and warmed up, to use a lot of Actually, you're asking about toys. It says here is that there's the B Vibe has a beginner anal kit, and it has different size butt plugs to build up. It has amazing lube. It has a lube shooter actually to help move the lube along. So that might be it. It has a beginner guide to anal that's literally the best beginner guide I've ever read. It's very easy to read. There's pictures. I would start there, because for many women, Carmen, they don't realize they can actually have pleasure through anal because they just had a bad time. They had a bad experience and they never tried it again. It can actually give you a lot of pleasure if you do it right and slow down. How about that, Carmen?
The only time I enjoyed it was the first time, but I didn't want to do it because I thought there was a mental block on this is not good.
Right, it's taboo. Oh my God, I'm a bad person.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed it, but I never wanted to. But then now, 10 years ago, when I tried it again, I couldn't get to like it. We tried it a few times.
Okay, great. But now you're going to try it, right, Carmen? Okay, well, now you'll try it. Try the beginner anal kit. Sure. Awesome. Thanks, Carmen.
Let's talk to Dee, 38 in California. She wants to know why she goes after guys who aren't available.
Hi, Dee. Thanks for calling.
Hi. How are you?
Great. I love this question. And tell me more. Tell me everything.
Okay. I mean, I don't start out that way. I really don't try to go for guys that are emotionally or physically unavailable, but it just tends to happen. And it happened to me recently with a dude who just moved here, and I don't know what it is, what the trigger is, and why do I keep going for these guys?
Well, you said at the end you find out that they're all emotionally unavailable. So there's a pattern. Is there anything that you notice with them are there any similarities to the situation, to the setup?
Sometimes they don't live here, and I don't know that at first. And I had stopped trying to date guys that don't live in California, but this last guy I dated was moving here, and even though I was kind of like, I don't really want to start that, we had a really good connection, and he came to visit me, and we just kept going throughout the summer, and it wasn't until he got here that I don't know what happened, but
he wasn't available either. So you said, I'm trying to date guys who don't live here, but you don't find out. I mean, you probably find it out in the first 5 minutes of meeting someone.
Sometimes,
so here's what
with this last dude. This last dude didn't tell me for a week or two.
But that is, if they're not here, they're not available. But also, Didi, here's what I found is that typically when we date people that aren't available, it means that we're actually not available. We are not emotionally available. That it's that you have to do the work, Didi, on opening up, being vulnerable, figuring out what you truly want, Not just going after guys you might find attractive or hoping they like you. It's more like, I'm just curious, have you done some work on yourself? Have you had therapy? Have you looked at your past?
Yeah, definitely meditation, blockages, definitely, I know how it stems from childhood.
Yeah, so what have you found out? So I don't think this is some like mystery, like it's randomly guys who are emotionally unavailable are knocking on your door. I think it's something that you're attracted to. And sometimes we got to stop and go, wait a minute. This feels really familiar. He doesn't live in LA, or he's not opening up about how he feels. And then you cut it sooner than later. But then maybe also have you ever taken a break from dating? Like from actually not looking?
I did.
Okay.
I actually did throughout earlier this year.
All right.
And then even when I was talking to this dude, even though he wasn't here, like I was just not on the apps or anything. I was like focused on business and stuff. I was like, hey, if it works out with you, it works out. But I'm not going to date anybody for the summer.
Okay. So now where are you at? So now you're just feeling like what? Like, do you not trust yourself to go out and date right now? Are you feeling like, well, how can I help you?
Well, no, now I'm really cool. Like now I'm actually dating. There's a lot of interest in me and I feel really confident in myself. I'm just worried because a lot of friends are like, well, you slept with that dude so soon and all this. And I don't know if that, I don't think
No,
that's
I don't think it is either. Listen to me. Your friends don't know. Because I'm telling you, we all get to set our own rules. Only you know. Did you not feel great when you woke up in the morning and you slept with him? Did you feel like, that was a mistake?
It was great.
Great.
Everything was great.
Then you did nothing wrong,
the last
okay?
time we hung out.
I'm telling you, I think if you felt like having sex with him and it felt great, awesome. But if you were pressured into it and you did it because you thought he would like you, then no. But my rule is that, and I don't have a lot of rules. My suggestion is always, I really don't. People are like, how long should I wait? Or how many times should we have sex a week? I'm not going to tell people because then they get all caught up with numbers. But what I am going to tell you is sometimes we have sex right away when we meet someone. And the only thing is for some people, we get really attached to them and then we don't really know them well enough. And we just kind of think about the sex and like the you have an orgasm and or even just sex.
Yeah.
Those love hormones and they bond us. And then we can't see all the red flags waving in the distance because we've had sex with them. So sometimes it's kind of good to be like, make out and then be like, I'll see you again. And then kind of let that part, because kind of that's the build up and the tension can be really sexy too. I think that can be really hot till we get to know someone. So all I'm saying is maybe you just want to slow it down and really after date, think about how did they make me feel? Did I get, ask them questions and just kind of slow it down and maybe also go after somebody that you wouldn't that you're writing off. Because often when we just see that person across the room, we're like, yes, that's my person. I only want this person. And that's been your type for so long. We got to shift it and do something different and try someone else. Just try it on.
Yeah, definitely. I hear you.
Okay.
I've tried dating. I'm dating different ethnicities right now. So it's
awesome.
cool.
Diversify. Get out there. Thanks for calling. Let me know how it goes. I'm here every night. Good to hear from you, Dee Dee. Thank you. You guys, typically it is true that if you keep casting blame on someone that they are not available, they're not available.
Me. That's how it happens to me all the time. I'm like, I find all these emotionally available people. I'm totally not emotionally available at all right
You're
now.
not available. And that's okay. But it's like that is a sure, because when you are truly open, your heart's open, you're vulnerable, you are vulnerable, those people won't be interesting to you. They won't be meeting you where you're at. It won't even be, we are speaking different languages. So that's the truth, people.
I have Carlos, 35 in Texas. He wants to know how to spice it up with his girlfriend.
Hey, Carlos. Thanks for calling. How can I help?
Hi, Emily. I was calling because my girlfriend, my long-distance girlfriend, she's coming over for the first time to see me. We've seen each other before, but this is the first time she's coming here, so I just kind of wanted to see if you could give me any... I want it to be a romantic weekend and everything. I want it to be spicy, so I just wanted to see if you had any hints.
Oh, okay. Well, Carlos, so how long have you guys been seeing each other?
For about 2 years.
Oh, okay. It's great. And so what did you... I need some information here. So what did you have in mind? Like what has been something that, have you ever done anything like this before? Planned something? Have you guys had a romantic night that sticks out in your head?
Me going over with her, yes. But this is the first time she's coming here. And, I've taken notes, obviously from the previous shows that I've listened to, making sure my place is clean, my sheets are washed and everything. I've got the skin condoms. I got the Muse lubrication. The Muse, whatever it's called.
Oh my God. I love this. You got the flavored lube.
Yeah, I'm taking
Muse.
I'm taking notes here and there, so I just want to see.
Wow. Well, you're doing so well, Carlos. We're all like smiling in here and like clap. We love you. You're doing it all. So I think having a plan, like maybe something kind of like a surprise is she there for Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yes, and Monday.
Okay. Well, I think it might be really nice to pick her up and have it like take her to dinner somewhere here's the choices. You could do a dinner at your house. You could set up your place with candles and you can get some really sexy finger foods and you could make like a picnic in your living room and put down some soft blankets, some wine, and like get some of her favorite foods. You could even just go to, a grocery store and get some things and put them all out in a tray. And maybe like, honestly, I don't know that I believe in, aphrodisiacs there are some truth to them, but like getting some figs or some chocolate, some of the oysters, just some fun finger foods. Maybe you guys could even feed each other and you could play some of your favorite music and light candles, like I said, and just have a place that's kind of like a picnic in the house. Or one in that you could also do and then you could do some, some fun like massage or some, blindfolding. You could have you ever done anything like that? Maybe that's for Saturday night, because Friday night you either have her come right to your house and you could also, plan a great dinner. But I think, do you want some sex tips? Is that what you want? Some scenarios?
Yeah, just anything. I mean, because the picnic idea inside the house is a really good idea. I didn't even think about that.
Okay.
But yeah, I just want any kind of tips that I just really want this to be a great weekend. So. Okay.
Do you know which turns her on sexually? Have you guys had any talks about your fantasies or things she wants to try?
We haven't really talked much about it. I mean, before, I know she likes the slow burn, she likes making out, she likes me touching her.
Perfect.
She likes going slow at first, and I love that too, so I have no issues with it.
Okay, so this is great. What I think you could do is, I think when she comes in, you just make it about like you're going to feed her, take her shoes off. Maybe she wants to take a bath when she lands. I don't know, whatever she's into, so she's relaxed. Have her favorite, and always have, this is going to sound super cliche, but I believe if you always have chocolate in your house, in your refrigerator, have ice cream, have a chocolate bar in your freezer. I just love dessert. So having things like that, always have that in your house, Carlos. But I think what you could also do that would be fun is if she likes the tease and the burn, like I think that you could get a blindfold or you could just use one. You could use a sock or a necktie. And you could say like, and you could blindfold her and you could like feed her some of the food and like ask her, what she's tasting and what she's feeling. And you could just also carry that over into later. I think something would be fun is to massage her and blindfold her and kind of tease her and do some sort of, sensation play. You could put like ice cubes and get some, you've already bought so many things, but, a massage candle is really fun, or just playing with different textures, like even like, a necklace, or, you could use what are some other pervertibles? Like feathers, pervertibles are things we find around the home that can be used for sex.
Like a spatula.
A spatula. You could spank her, a clean spatula. And you could kind of tease her with those things. And I think blindfolds are awesome because when you take away one sense, everything else becomes really heightened. And it would be really hot if she had blindfold and you could like take an ice cube sensation and you blow on it. And you could play some games, sex games.
Yeah, no, I like. That's already a lot of help. So
good. I got you.
I didn't want to be boring. I didn't want to be normal.
Yeah, that's already, any of those things would be awesome. But now you have to call me on Tuesday or Monday night after she leaves and let me know how it goes. That's it. That's all I ask you. Definitely. Okay, have fun. Okay, and go to our website. Right. We have tons of stuff on our website just about this very thing, how to spice it up, sensation play. You guys, sexwithemily.com is a treasure trove of information. We've got 14 years of blog posts on every question you've ever asked. So go to sexwithemily.com, search your question. It will be there. And I love that question.
I would love any person.
Right?
Even if it was a friend.
Next time you come over, I'm going to blindfold you.
Okay. Feed me strawberries.
Yeah. But right? Isn't that kind of nice, you guys? What do you think about that?
Yes, I love that. I want Nick do that tonight.
Well, is there anything else, you guys? Anything been done to you that you've found hot or that you'd like someone to do to you? We've got some women in the room.
I like going out.
I
Can
love
they go
going
out and then come back?
Well,
and
that's
have,
why
like,
I was teasing. I don't know her well enough to know if she wants
right.
to have a nice reservation at a restaurant when she gets there.
Right.
But maybe they haven't seen each other, like get right to the sex.
That's true.
So Saturday night, have a dinner.
From my long distance relationship, I just wanted to see them right away.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to sit through a restaurant.
Right, I did not want
I want to have sex
but
ASAP.
Then building the tension up is really sexy too.
Did he say he bought the Moxie?
No, he said Muse.
Muse.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I thought, because that would be fun to play with. It's a remote control panty vibe that they could take into the restaurant or anywhere.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I love it. I love sexy date thing. I think that we just appreciate efforts, men and women, something different. We all crave novelty in something, in relationships, no matter how long you've been together. Trying just one thing different like that, like a blindfold, makes a huge difference.
Yeah. I mean, I had my most recent ex do something nice as a surprise. It just kind of went wrong because I was not like wearing the proper attire for something.
Oh, right.
Like, because I had told him, I was like, if you surprise me. So we went and we like took those bird scooters, and he's like, I know you've been wanting to ride those. And so we're like going to this bar that we always go to and to pick up food. And it was just going to be like this really nice night. And I was like, I'm wearing sandals. I'm wearing a shirt that's going to blow open in the wind.
Yeah.
I was also taking a month off of drinking. I was just like, I appreciate the effort. It would have been great, but this is a bad time.
Look at the details. Yeah. You have to know like where it reads you.
But the thought that counts. It was nice. Like I appreciated it.
Because he wasn't planning. Rate us, you guys. Rate us, review us, wherever you listen to the show. Right now, look down, whatever app you're using to listen. Give us 5 stars. Leave a comment on iTunes. That totally helps us. We release 3 shows a week. Also, sign up for our newsletter. We do give awesome newsletters. People love our newsletter, so check it out. And thank you, everybody, for listening to this show. And thanks to my amazing team, Ken, Kristen, Elisa, Brian, producer Jamie, and Michael. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com.